The final episode of Loki Season 2 is by far the most epic thing in cinema I have witnessed so far in my life. For me, the final act of Episode 6 even surpassed Tony Stark's ultimate sacrifice in Avengers Endgame. From being the god of mischief who started his journey in the first Avengers movie of 2012, Loki has now become the protector, the savior and the king of the entire multiverse. The character finally completed his arc, going from a power-hungry and selfish god to a selfless one that finally understood his glorious purpose. Loki has always been one of my favorite Marvel characters growing up, and to see the character evolve and become so iconic over the years and now witnessing him become literally one of the most powerful characters within the MCU, gives me immense joy and happiness. But the big question remains, what the ending of Loki Season 2 really means for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Before I answer this question, I just want to make a quick and brief statement. Talking about comic book movies, games and TV shows is my biggest passion. If you want me to continue on this journey, you just need to spend 1 second of your time to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Trust me, it really means the world. Okay, now, let us come back to the main topic once again. Loki destroying the temporal loom and taking control of all the timelines and taking up the responsibility to protect them has managed to make everything that has happened so far within the MCU look very small and insignificant in comparison. Every event that has taken place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, be it Thanos wiping away half the universe or even Tony Stark's death, seems like nothing but small insignificant momentary events within the bigger multiverse. That is what the final act of Loki Season 2 managed to achieve. But this act of Loki actually has a way more deeper meaning and consequence than you would expect. After the season finale of Loki, literally everything is possible within the MCU. The Marvel Cinematic Universe could very well be renamed as the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse at this point, since every alternate Marvel project these days is about the multiverse in one way or the another. A lot of people tend to forget that Loki Season 1 was the first MCU project to introduce the multiverse. It was not Spider-Man No Way Home, neither was it Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Loki Season 1 was the first MCU project to introduce the Marvel Multiverse and the concept of multiple timelines and variants. It was also the first MCU project to introduce the world to Kang the Conqueror, who is basically the primary bad guy for the multiverse saga of the MCU. The next big Avengers movie is Avengers Secret Wars, which comes out in 2027, which will be based off the Marvel comics of the same name. The Secret Wars comic book featured several versions of the same character who end up fighting one another to protect their own respective timelines. And there is no doubt that the movie will also pull off something very similar. So, Loki Season 2 is basically the first step in the official build-up for Avengers Secret Wars. It is very clear that at this point, Marvel wants to prepare us for what is to come in the very near future. And by future, I do not just mean setting up the stage for Avengers Secret Wars, but it also serves a much bigger and way more important purpose. If we look at the performance of recent Marvel movies, other than Spider-Man No Way Home, most of them have not been able to achieve success anywhere close to what the MCU movies that came out before Avengers Endgame managed to achieve. And a reason for this decline in performance is because most of the recent Marvel movies and TV shows are about C-list characters like Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, Shang-Chi and the Eternals. It goes without saying that a lot of people prefer not to spend their money to watch these movies on the big screen unless the word of mouth and the early reviews turn out to be extremely positive. The MCU is clearly missing the services of their big guns like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor and the Incredible Hulk so far as their box office performance goes. Although the last two characters are still part of the MCU, their characters have suffered terribly due to poor writing and are not the same as they were before Avengers Endgame. And I do not see the situation getting any better for Marvel Studios anytime soon. No matter how many times they bring back Hugh Jackman's Wolverine or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the MCU is never going to get back its lost glory unless they take some really tough decisions. And Loki Season 2 has offered Marvel Studios just the right platform to get back that glory once again. I strongly believe that the MCU will be undergoing some serious readjustments after Avengers Secret Wars. I would not say that the MCU will undergo a soft reboot after Avengers Secret Wars. A readjustment would be a better word to describe it. One of the things that will definitely happen is we are going to witness a return of the Big Four of the Marvel Universe: Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk and Thor. However, this time they will be played by an entirely new group of young actors and their stories will take place in a new timeline within the bigger multiverse. There cannot be a Marvel universe without the original team of Avengers. It is similar to having a DC universe without Batman, Superman and the Flash, or a monster universe without Godzilla and King Kong. However, the original MCU will also continue, where we will see the rise of the young Avengers and the newer characters like Moon Knight, Shang-Chi and Daredevil. We would also be introduced to the MCU's own version of X-Men shortly after the release of Avengers Secret Wars. What I mean to say is that after Avengers Secret Wars, the MCU would not be limited to just one timeline. It will feature stories across different timelines which are all held together by our very own god of mischief, Loki. I think Marvel Studios have realized that this is the best road to take, keeping in mind the recent performances of their movies. This is also what the fans want to see, because whether you like to admit it or not, the MCU is never going to be the same without the original team of Avengers. They are the core building block of the MCU, and they need to return to bring back the lost glory of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, that is what I believe was the ultimate purpose of Loki Season 2. I do not think we are going to see the character of Loki too often now that his story arc has been completed. I hope I am wrong and we do get to see Loki return in some form or capacity. Either ways, it was a pleasure watching Tom Hiddleston play the character so beautifully for over a decade. So, that is all I have to say in this video. What do you think about this theory, and do you also believe that this is the direction that the MCU would be going? Let me know in the comments down below. And please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.